Uh-oh, Houston, we had a problem. Welcome to the Drunk Linux User. I'm Len. I am the Drunk Linux User. And remember how we were always talking about Linux being more safe than Windows. And typically speaking, that is absolutely true. But there are some exceptions that do come down the line. Some of them don't get noticed for about 12 years. Ironically, nobody seems to have had much of a problem with this that we know of at this time, but I'm just going to give you just a little bit of a drop on what's going on here. So, the first thing we're going to take a look at is this article from 9 to 5 Linux about this 12-year-old policy kit, local privilege escalation flaw, and most of the distributions have quickly patched it once it was found. There are still a few distributions that are working on making it probably a little bit more hardened for their systems. If I remember right, I think I see down below that Fedora and Red Hat are testing patches at this particular time, but Ubuntu, Linux Mint, and Manjaro have. And just to give you a little heads up on this, Manjaro, there was a question: will Manjaro be affected by CVE 2021? The whole thing. And the answer came back from the Manjaro team. The pull kit package with the patch was pushed to all branches, so no issue on Manjaro. Yay, Manjaro. Over here on Linux Mint, the question came up: any thoughts about this? How to Geek article today. This has been going through all the news channels all over the place. And somebody else replied, I guess that explains the update for PullKit this morning. Not anything to be worried about. This is why Linux is superior. Many, many eyes on various codes because of open source. Which, yes, that is true, but after 12 years, I'm sure that there are going to be things that are going to slip through the cracks, because not everybody is looking at the whole thing. They're looking at little snippets. This happened to have been found and fixed, which is awesome. It's great. Now, just to kind of give you an idea of what goes on in the Microsoft world, I took a look at this particular article, and Microsoft in January 2022 patch Tuesday addressed 97 vulnerabilities, including 6 0 days, which means like this thing is a problem right now. And here is a list of those patches, and this is a list of the products. So as you can see, there's quite a bit there. And the thing about Microsoft is it just seems to have more and more happening to them all the time. What I think is kind of interesting within this article is that the NSA reports one. So kind of lets you know that they're using Windows at least. So there you go, NSA 1. I took a look at the Canonical's listing of recent security advisories, and so far this year, not too bad. They've been able to patch everything. So basically what I'm getting at with this part of it is that both with Microsoft and with Linux, if they see a problem coming down the line, they work aggressively to get it fixed. It's just one seems to have considerably more than the others. That being said, if you scroll down here a little bit further, you'll see vulnerabilities by year for Canonical. So far, we've had 10. Average score, kind of high, 8.02. Last year, we had in the Canonical universe 399. Average score of 6.71. That's kind of like middle of the road if you want to take a look at averages. And as you go down through the years, you can see that sometimes it was a little lower, sometimes it was a little higher. 2018 was not a good year. So when it comes to patches, vulnerabilities, just about every single distribution, every single operating system that you're going to run across is going to have a problem with vulnerabilities. The big question is, why does this happen? And the answer to that's pretty simple. People are making this stuff, and people are not infallible. You can run the codes over and over again, but there is always going to be somebody out there in the world who's going to say, I wonder if, and they're going to try it. They're going to find a way to be able to circumvent either normal security or just nobody had a clue that this could be a problem in the first place. One of the reasons that I do like Linux so much is that, first of all, the patches come out almost immediately. Not all the time, but almost immediately. And it's definitely something that the community at large takes very, very seriously. I'm not saying that the Windows community doesn't, but my God, they're inundated all the time with some type of vulnerability or another. And I would imagine after a while, for some people, that just gets exhausting, and they may just throw up their hands and say, well, whatever Microsoft throws me as a security patch or whatever my antivirus gives me to try to stop some type of intrusion here or there, whatever, malware, whatever. I can kind of see where people just get to the point where it's like, I'm just going to go along with whatever comes down the pike. With all that said, why don't we just remember our great words of wisdom? Don't drive drunk. Don't drink and drive. Don't go to Amazon, eBay, or use MS Edge all buzzed up thinking that you're going to buy the latest, greatest, coolest, because you're probably not. In the meantime, on this rainy but still beautiful day, we're all alive, we're all kicking, and we're all watching Drunk Linux User, right? Bottoms up. Later, dudes.